Today we are looking at the Solimo coffee beans. These are the second choice when you do a search on coffee beans on Amazon, and this is part of my top 10 coffee beans. So we're going to be looking at this today. We're going to be grinding it on the Safe Barista Express, and we're going to see what kind of espresso we can get and what settings are required. If you check out my last week's video, that was on some Lavazza beans, so I'll leave a link to those if you're interested in those. But these beans are certified Arabica beans, Arabica, I never know how to pronounce that. And between 3 and 5, so it's a 3, so it's going to be a quite mild coffee. Packaged in a protective atmosphere, roasted and packed in Belgium, Rainforest Alliance certified. So you're getting, a lot of coffee for your money. You're getting 2 big bags, these 2 1 kilogram bags for just under £14, which seems pretty crazy really. I don't know how they're doing it, but obviously it's Amazon, so I'm sure they're doing it in some special way by buying it in massive bulk. Almost 6,000 reviews on Amazon, and they all kind of vary depending on the type of coffee you're after. And that's the thing about coffee, it's all subjective to your flavour and palate. So as this is such a big bag, and you are getting 2 bags, what I recommend is you probably freeze one of your bags until you want to use it, because otherwise your beans are going to kind of go stale. So 18 grams weighed out in our coffee. I'm now going to put this into the hopper and we'll get this extracted. Alright, so I've got my 18 grams of coffee ground and in the portafilter. My coffee settings, my grind settings were on a 6, so I always start off around a 5 or a 6. And this is a very dry coffee, so I reckon it's going to have a pretty decent pull, but we'll see. So I'm going to hit the double shot, and what I'm going to also do is on my scales, I'm going to start the timer. So I'm going to start the timer and press the double shot and see what we get on. Pressure's building up. You want to get around here obviously, and that's way too watery, hardly any pressure. So that is massively undistracted. I mean, when I pressed the button it was a few seconds after, so it would have been around about 22 seconds. So that, as we know, is under extracted from our last videos. Again, go and check them out if you don't know what I'm talking about, but there's too much volume in there. It came out way too fast. So, cheers. It actually doesn't taste too bad. Considering that was massively under extracted, it's not bitter, it's quite sweet, and it doesn't have any harsh aftertaste. So I'll be interested to see when we pull a better shot with this, what it's going to taste like. But that's pretty good for a starting point. So again, a lot of the times you can use these espressos, don't throw them away, even if they don't meet the signals that you normally expect. It's completely drinkable, it's fine, it's absolutely fine. You can drink that and you'll be happy. Next time you do it, you can save yourself a bit of money and you can reuse your espresso beans and actually dial them in a bit more. So let's get this dialed in on a 2 this time, because we were on a 6 last time and this was massively under extracted. So I'm going to switch this down to a 2 on the grinder and we'll regrind and rebrew again. So for this shot, we have now got 18 grams again as normal, and we have now ground this to a level 2 on our grinder. So let's just see what kind of shot we get. So pressure's building up, much more pressure than last time. Still a little bit fast for me. So again, that's 24 seconds this time. It was pretty quick. So I'm gonna want to dial this down a bit more. I'm gonna go down to a much finer grind setting. So let's try. I'm gonna put this down to the finest setting this time. It's coming out similar actually to that last Lavazza beans that I used. I'm gonna use it in the finest setting. And I'm going to use the same amount of coffee again, because to be honest the portafilter was slightly overflowing with the amount of coffee that I'm using, even with 18 grams. So let's try it again. Maybe that's the best we can pull with this, and we'll see how we get on. Looking good. So this time it was about 26 seconds, which again is slightly short, but I think that's the best we're going to get with this particular coffee brand. Let's just see what this tastes like. So here's the shot we've pulled. Really nice crema on there, but that might not be a bad thing. Let's just see how it tastes. Tastes really good. I'm actually impressed with that. For the amount of coffee you're getting for 14 quid, or just under that, 2 big bags of coffee. Tastes nice, it's a nice smooth taste, it's quite mellow. Hasn't got any bitter aftertones at all. This is actually a really nice coffee, and I would drink this on a daily. This would be a really good coffee to have on a daily basis. The extraction itself was a little bit tricky, obviously having it on the finest setting. You're pulling quite a large shot, but it tastes good. It tastes really, really good. And so if you've got any questions or comments, let me know. If you find these videos useful, please give it a thumbs up and please subscribe to my channel. I will be doing the next coffee next week, and I'll show you how to extract that and go through the settings, and check out my other videos that you might find useful on getting the best out of this machine. Catch you on the next video.